Hello everyone and welcome to another GeoGuessr video. Now in today's video I don't even know what to say. I was just playing a few games for fun. I was trying to get a good country streak going on ADW, no moving, a diverse world. Just the usual map as always. Recently I've been playing a diverse world quite a bit, seed hunting to get a pretty high score on no moving, trying to potentially get above 24.9k, ideally 25k solo. Um, I have been up to that. I've been seed hunting. I've been playing a bunch of games, but today I was in a bit of a rush really, so I didn't really have too much time on my hands. So I thought I might as well play a diverse world country streaks for now. So see how far I can get. I previously posted a video of I think 49 country streaks it was. I'm pretty sure I can beat that. It's definitely doable. So I thought I'd give it a shot. But lo and behold, as I started that, I got an insanely good seed. So that's what you're going to see in this video. At the time, I was not speaking. I was just playing by myself with no mic. So I'll be talking over this game right now, giving an explanation on most things. But honestly, with the seed got it, I really didn't even need to give that much of an explanation. You'll see what I mean. Um, so I did manage a pretty high score. The title may have spoiled you on the score, but nonetheless, you're going to see an insanely lucky seed. Um, Unfortunately, I didn't have too much time. Maybe the last round I could have done much better, but before talking too much about it, I think it's just better to get into the video. So let's get into that. Now you might notice that I'm not playing on the normal Chrome browser. It says GeoGuessr Record browser. The reason for that is recently GeoTips has had a sort of a revamp, and for solo records, they now request you to use this browser, which tracks your time and date at the bottom. In hopes of minimizing cheating. It has an inbuilt country streak counter as well. Bunch of features, cool stuff. So yeah, so that's why I'm playing on this instead of the actual browser. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. Here we go, round number one. And we are loading into a pretty urban location. My first thought itself was Paris in France. I looked around, saw French language, and I just went for Paris because I was just country streaking. I didn't expect it to actually matter that much. But I loaded into the second location. I realized that there was a lot of text, and surely there might be something that gave me a city at least. And there we go. As I pan around, I see Monterrey Centro. So I'm looking around, making sure, looking to the south if there are mountains, which Monterey usually does have, and there I could see some. So Monterey did make sense, didn't seem like a bait sign. So yeah, I was still just really country streaking here. I wasn't really expecting to go for a no moving high score. So I zoomed into Monterey. It said Monterey Centro, so I assumed it's somewhere in the center. As you can see, it says Centro right there. And yeah, I didn't really try too hard to 5k this simply because I was somewhat in a rush. I had other things to do, and yeah, it was right there. And round three, I thought it was tough, but the van in front of me just said Glacier National Park, which definitely sounded like a national park you'd find in the US, so definitely seemed findable. Now, I didn't really know where it was. That antenna was also quite weird because you usually see that in Mexico, Colombia, Ecuador. But with a English sign that said Glacier National Park on the van, I had to believe that it actually was in Glacier National Park. Um, so yeah, I just took a look around again, making sure I'm not missing anything. Beautiful landscape, by the way. Uh, Surely seems like a lovely place to visit. Now, I'm not really sure where it was, so I started scanning. Usually, I know most of the national parks in the US are in the western part of the US, so Um, I also quickly checked Mexico to make sure they don't have English names for national parks and stuff. Didn't really seem like it. So yeah, I looked around California, Utah. I don't really, I don't really know Colorado, I guess. Uh, and yeah, just generally, yeah, Colorado, New Mexico. Yes, that's what I mean. So yeah, that general region, Nevada maybe. Um, yeah, I'm checking again. California, a lot of national forests. Um, I personally didn't know where Glacier National Park was, so it didn't really pop into my head instantly. But yeah, that's why I've been searching and checking all across California. Don't really see it. Bunch of national forests, state parks, not quite it. Keep on moving further north. Yep, still no luck. A bunch of Americans who might be watching this will probably be really triggered. I have no idea where Glacier National Park is, but um, yeah, that's just how it is. I really don't know much about the US when it comes to national parks and just in general. I would say I'm not the best at US geography. So now I'm looking at Oregon, Idaho as well on the side, Washington, and that is Montana as well, Yellowstone National Park, and zooming in a little bit to see if I'm missing something. Oh, and there it is, Glacier National Park. Took me a while, but apparently it was in Montana. Quite close to Canada, actually. Really beautiful location once again. Um, and now it's just a matter of trying to figure out where I am within the park. Not, not that it really matters, because um, I mean, I'm going to be close enough anyway. And I'm not really trying to 5K this because, as I mentioned earlier, I was in a bit of a rush. Didn't really have the most amount of time on my hands. And yeah, the yellow road didn't really seem to fit the road direction. As you see, I lined up the compass, looking at the bends of the roads, and the white road seems to fit more. Didn't really know what part of the white road exactly. Put a marker down somewhere and changed the marker, made a guess, and apparently my earlier marker might have been a 5K, but doesn't really matter. And then I moved to round 4 and I find another sign, which is very rare because for I don't know how many games it's been. It has been literally hours and hours of seed hunting, and I haven't had a good seed. And to get 4 rounds with signs in a row is literally incredible. Um, and yeah, I was astonished. I was stunned, but I had to keep going. Didn't really have too much time on my hands, but had to give this a shot. So here we had a Gen 4 camera, a very red soil, pretty dry, and there was also a electric pole with indents in it, which is the typical Brazilian pole. You also have Portuguese language there. You see the C with the thing below it and the A with the thing above it. The SAO ending. I don't really know the exact words for this, but pretty typical Brazilian stuff. The double yellow lines in the middle of the road also indicate that you're in the Americas. So Portuguese language with the Americas it had to be Brazil. And yeah, there's the electric pole again. Zooming in on it. Classic Brazilian pole. Now this region looks super dry. So a bit sandy as well. So it made me think of the northeast of Brazil. Most of the northeast is pretty dry. So I zoom in straight into the northeast of Brazil and I am looking for Sao Desidério, I think, which it says on the sign. Yeah, right, that one. And I'm just looking at that level of zoom to see if I can find it in the northeast part. And there I go. It wasn't really super northeast, but it showed up pretty damn soon. And that made my life much easier. Finding places in Brazil is not usually the easiest, but found it nonetheless. Um, After that, I just tried to match the road direction and see where the 5K might be. I wasn't super fast on getting the 5K here simply because I would get a decent score anyway, and I was on 14,989, so I had some margin to spare. Um, so yeah, I was just looking around, and again, due to a lack of time, I didn't spend ages searching for the 5K here. Um, Looked around a bit. That road angle did match the yellow road, 135. So I looked north and south of South Desiderio. Northern part didn't quite seem to have that off-road. Southern part didn't really match either because those roads on the left and right didn't split at the same point. But I decided to go for it anyway in view of time. But yeah, it was just a bit further south on the same road, which is good enough. And here we go, last round. If I had a 4.95k or something here, I would probably, well, it's 4.96k, I guess. But if I had a score like this here, I would definitely be on the leaderboard. But as you can see, I'm shaking my screen because there are no signs this time. Um, Round number 5. Pretty gifted 4 rounds so far, but uh, really not much you can do on this round. There are the mountains in the distance, snow-capped mountains, made me think of the Alps, which would be in the south of Switzerland. So I'm looking at, yeah, I put a marker down in sort of the range I expect the city to be in. Um, Not exactly within the mountainous part of the Alps, but a bit further north of it. Um, Again, I didn't really have much to go off of, so I matched the road direction, zoomed into a couple of towns to see if I could find a matching grid, a road grid in them. Um, then I'm checking around, looking if there are any other mountains surrounding me. Wouldn't really call them mountains, just a bunch of hills, honestly, on all sides, all directions. But yeah, I probably didn't mention this earlier, but it was Switzerland because of the low cam, which is quite common in Switzerland as well as Japan. And the way you can tell low cam is just the camera is just closer to the ground, and you observe like a wider blur on, as you can see there, wider blur on the ground, and there's no blur in the sky. So again, I'm just zooming into random places, trying to see if I can find something with a matching grid. Um, Again, somewhat north of those super mountainous parts. And again, I zoomed into a random place that seemed to have a matching grid. Um, I wasn't really confident of this. This looked like a bigger city than I was in, but again, in view of time, I couldn't really spend ages looking for something. So I'm just looking where in this place it could possibly be, if it actually was here. The road direction matching was just the only reason I was looking at this place. Um, Zoomed out a bit to see how far away it would be from the rest of the country if it's wrong. Um, and yeah, if it was somewhere in the west, I would lose a lot of points. So I zoomed in again, a couple of places to check if anything fit, but it really didn't really seem to match. So I was a bit unsure if I should go this far east, but then again, I could sit here searching for ages and find nothing. So I sent it, and unfortunately, it wasn't good enough. It was pretty close, 4862, and surprisingly, it was even further north, further northeast actually. So it would have been pretty anti-hedge to go there. Um, Still a pretty good score, 4862 in the last round. Put me on a total of 24,807, which could have been a higher score if I spent a bit more time. I could have probably 5K'd most of the previous rounds. Maybe not Paris, I don't know. But Monterey, I could have 5K'd. Round 3 was. What was round 3 again? Round 4 was in Brazil. I definitely could have 5K'd that. Um, and round 5, I definitely would have lost points on. I don't think I would have 5K'd it. So even in theory, if I 5K'd everything else, I would probably be at around 24,862, which is fine. Um, Definitely not the worst score. Pretty damn close to the leaderboards. I think 24,900 is fifth place at the moment, so definitely a very promising score. Again, um, I probably will still keep hunting for the right seed. Hopefully, I can get something that I am happy with in the future and make it onto the leaderboards. And yeah, I've also gotten a few really crazy guesses in the process of attempting this, so I might make a compilation of that and upload them soon. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Maybe that'll come out, I don't know, in the next 1 or 2 weeks. But until then, and until next time, hopefully I can get a better seed, better score, and yeah, let's hope for that. So thank you for watching. Again, completely insane seed I got here. But yeah, until next time, see you guys. Bye bye.